think I will too. Come on, man. Come on.
That's why we win awards.
Hey everyone, I'm Greg Hudson, host of America's Best Restaurants, where we scour the country checking out hidden gems as well as your local favorites. We got a great recommendation today in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. This place is over 100 years old, and they serve not only scratch lasagna, but pizza that has won awards locally for 17 years in a row. This is Wells Brothers. How you doing? Bill, what's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Doing very well. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
This is incredible, man. This is a step back in time, but in the best way possible. All right, so okay, where's Frank? Where's the Rat Pack? This is
unfortunately
gorgeous,
not
man.
here. Not here.
You got some history going on in this building, though, right?
Just a little bit. 101 years, 5 generations.
Years.
It's, same family owned the business for 101 years. Grandfather started it in 1921. It's been around. It's got some history.
101
if the
years.
walls could talk, as
Oh
they
my
say.
gosh, can you imagine? I mean, even as a kid, you ran around this building, and you and your family?
Been around here since I was born. Yeah. I mean, I used to sleep upstairs on the weekends with grandma when I was like 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and then come down and fill up salt and pepper shakers on a Saturday morning, and
Oh
go in
my
the
gosh.
kitchen and putz around and watch her cook and
So I mean, this
figure out how to do things.
Yeah, and here you are,
Here I
all
am
these
today.
years later, still doing it. And I mean,
61 years to be exact.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was keeping it quiet. I just went with all these years later.
It's a long time.
I was trying to keep it quiet.
Long time.
But so this has to feel like home for you then.
It is home. It is home. It's where our roots are. You know, my parents were born upstairs. My mom was born upstairs with a midway.
Are you kidding? So
my
the whole family
uncles-
was born in this building.
Whole family. Yeah, my aunts and my uncles and my mom were all born in the building.
And I see you have a lot of staff running around. Any family here as far as that goes too? Whole family
My
working
daughters are
now?
here and my granddaughters. So 4th and 5th generation are in here in the house today.
You just don't see a whole lot of that anymore.
No.
And I know some of the food you're putting out is, I mean, next level, and a lot of grandma's recipes.
All grandma's recipes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
This is our
Right on
bruschetta.
cue. Thank you. See that? Huh?
That's Amy. Amy's been with us about 17 years. So
Man.
yeah, so that's terrific. This is our homemade bruschetta. It's tomatoes, fresh basil, onion on our toasted garlic bread with a little bit of a Caesar blend. So there's like shaved Asiago, pecorino romano. We do it that way.
Man, I definitely smell some fresh herbs on there.
Fresh basil.
Oh, that's what it is.
You gotta dig in and try it.
Oh, let's go. I love walk right in. We got something to taste.
Absolutely. Hey, we're Italians.
Man.
We feed everybody.
I see that. Okay, here we go. Look at that. I love the addition of the pecorino romano on there too. Looks beautiful.
I think you'll enjoy that. Pretty good, huh?
That is fantastic. That really is.
Light,
So fresh.
Mhm.
And so light. You know, you read my mind, because even though it's on toast like that, whatever bread you're using is so light and airy,
Right.
I wouldn't be afraid to order this as an appetizer and still be ready for my pasta.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
We sell
Man.
a lot of bruschetta.
It's so fresh.
It is.
Simple and fresh.
And you know, that's the way Grandma always cooked. Simple ingredients, good ingredients. You know, keep it fresh, keep it simple, because then the flavors come through. You know, you don't have to go crazy with your
With
flavoring.
a bunch of fake sauces and fake this. This is just very simply fresh vegetables. That olive oil on there. That bread is outstanding. I don't know what you're doing for bread, man, but keep doing whatever that is.
Local bakery in Kenosha, Paelli's.
Okay,
Little
there you go.
Italian
That's what
bakery.
his local Italian bakery.
Local Italian bakery. We've been
We're
doing
sticking
business with
together.
for about 40 years.
Man, what can see why? We're sticking together out here.
Got to.
Well, if this is where we're starting, I cannot wait to see what else we have lined up. What are we gonna try today?
Well, I thought we would do our homemade lasagna that we make from scratch, right from the noodles on down. We use a really fresh ricotta from Grande Cheese
Ooh.
Company. It's the old world. They make it. It's in a basket, so when you pull it up, it drains, so it's nice and crumbly. It's really a great cheese. And then I thought we'd do pizza since we are really known for our pizzas. It's award-winning.
I was going to say, you've won several awards in this area.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. The city of Racine, we've won the best of for probably about the last 17 years.
17 years?
Yeah. So
you've just been holding the title 17 years. Like, come get it, boys. Come get it. That's incredible.
Well, we've also been we were in a book by a woman from Chicago who was a food critic in Chicago, Penny Pollack.
Okay.
Back in 2005. We didn't know she even came in, but she came in like 3 times, put us in her book, Everybody Loves Pizza. You can find that anywhere online. It's called Everybody Loves Pizza.
That's awesome.
Put us in her top 10 list in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely having pizza today then, those brothers, if that's the case.
You know, our crust is thin and crispy.
That's kind of like,
yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, a lot of people like the thicker crust, like the Chicago style, which is fine. I mean, and there's plenty of places in town that serve that too, and they do a great job doing it.
They just haven't won 17 years in a row best pizza, but you know, it's fine.
Well, they haven't been around 101 years.
They haven't been around. Yeah, you've had 101 years to perfect these recipes, man. It's almost unfair. Yeah. Well, I can't.
It's been fun. I mean, you know, this is a great business and made a lot of great friends over the years from this place.
I'll say. Well, I'm looking forward to trying those 2 dishes, but also, if you don't mind, I would love to take a look around this place, just because, just from first glance, I love the history and just the way it feels here. So if you don't mind, man, take me around and tell me the story, the history of the building, and also your family.
Yeah.
101 years, 16 or what? 5
generations
now. 5 generations.
5 generations. Yep.
Man. So yeah, let's take a look around. I'd love to hear more.
Well, and if you look on the wall, most of the pictures on the wall are all family. People say, "Where'd you buy them?" I said, "I didn't buy any of them. That's all my family." So
let's take a look.
We can look around. You know, we've had like Nolan Ryan. He's had our pizza. Karan Butler from pro basketball. So Karan grew up in the neighborhood, so he's been coming here forever.
Really, Karan Butler did?
Yeah, Karan Butler. He's really a great guy. Does a lot of good things for the community too. Now that he's not playing all the time.
Sure.
So these are my uncles. Those were the guys that had the business for about 50 years before me. And this picture here, that's Grandpa. So he's the original. Him and his brother, they're up in that picture up on top too. Dominic's the one in the apron, and then Grandpa's on the very left. Their uncle is on the right, and the 2 guys in the middle are a couple guys from Chicago.
Excellent.
So, but it's just history of the building here. You know, some of the old customers, how the place looked back way a long time ago. Gus used to tend bar for us. He was classic. He would be the guy, you know, back when everybody would still smoking and they allowed smoking in the buildings.
Right.
So if a woman sat down, he'd pour their drink, and if they pulled out a cigarette, he'd go light their cigarette. I mean, that's all he was.
Service.
Yeah, he was that old school kind of classy guy. Always wore a white shirt, you know, suspenders, and just a cool guy.
That's great. All right, Bill, take us back, man. What are we looking at?
So what I did, when my cousin and I took over, we kind of did a history of the restaurant. We had a lot of photos from the family, and you know, we thought, well, why don't we break it down? So we did. And these pictures here are from the 20s and 30s. It shows kind of some of the customers and Grandpa here behind the bar. And then this is when they first bought the building back in 21. So it had a flat front on it. And they changed the design of the building a little bit, but this is Grandpa and then some of his buddies standing outside the corner. Interesting thing on this, so today if you go outside, and maybe we can do that later if you'd wanted to, they scratched their name in the brick and the year they did it.
It's still there?
It's still there today. You know, my grandpa, when he came here, his real name was Eugenio Guido. He changed it to James Wells, so he could get a job, more American, so it would sound more American, so he could get a job, easier to get a job. So he signed the building outside, Jams, Jams, Well, 1926 or 1921, I think it's 1921. My uncle's picture's on there from the 30s. There's a lot of family members and friends that have scratched their name in there too over the years. So. You know, these are his naturalization paper when he finally became a citizen in the 30s. That's Grandpa's. And this is how it looked back when they first bought it. It was a little pool hall back here.
I was going to ask you, what's with the pool table?
Pool tables. And then they ended up, in the back here, ended up being a grocery store for a while because they bought a grocery store from down the block, which ended up being across the street. So the family owned the grocery store, the restaurant, and then one of the uncles started a barbershop. So they had a barbershop back then too.
Excellent.
So kind of had the whole area.
Well, let's go to the next one.
So this is the 40s. You can kind of see the difference in the building here. They kind of pushed it out. This is Grandma. This is her sister Andy and some of the guys from the neighborhood. This is Al Molinaro. They grew up across the street. So it's kind of all a little family thing here. That's my uncle and some of his buddies around their car, and that's just a scene from inside the restaurant in the 40s. Used to be a straight bar in there. Now we have that horseshoe. Now we have the horseshoe. Used to be a straight bar back in the day. So yeah, that's the 40s. So then this is the 50s. Kind of see it's a little more Art Deco style. They remodeled around 52 and then went more to fine dining. My two uncles did that. The significance of these pictures, this is a cousin of ours who was in Korea and was killed in Korea. So it happened in the 50s. So that's why he's on the wall. It's kind of a little
honor him.
Yeah. He's part of the family. But I mean, you can see that, that's when they changed to the round bar. It was a little more fine dining back then. They had some booths here. And then in the back, they always had a little mural on the back wall. And that changed over time too. But then they had just chairs back there, tables and chairs back here where they would have more like people wanted banquets or whatever.
Okay.
A lot of people had their
private dining.
Yeah, a lot of people had their wedding ceremonies here, and we had baptisms here and first communions and all of that stuff that went on here. So that's just kind of a history of the 50s. So then we go to the 60s, and in the 60s, around 1967, we had a fire in the building. This one kind of shows the bar area where it started. There was a lights above the bar that mirrored the shape of the bar, and there was a short in there and it started the fire. Pretty much destroyed the bar area, but a lot of smoke damage to the rest of the building. And so when they were remodeling, kind of to the present day, how it looks today with the lights and everything, they were about 2 months away from opening, and they were putting the tile down in the bathroom. And the guy was smoking a cigar with the mastic from the tile, and the hot box fell out of the cigar into it.
Oh, come on.
Started on fire. They had just varnished all the beams that you see up here. They had just varnished all the beams, and that lit up on fire. So it pushed them back probably another 6 months.
And this was 2 months before reopening.
2 months before reopening.
They had to shut down.
Then they had to shut it down some more. But then this is how the entail was, how they did it back then when they first opened up. Then that was the picture from there. So that was the 60s. And then in the bottom picture, you can tell that's how it looked after they remodeled and got everything back to cleaning it up after the second fire here in the 60s. So that was the 60s. And then we have some family photos over here too that, all the history of the family we could probably show you that and talk a little bit about that.
So this is the family wall.
This is the family wall.
Beautiful.
When Paul and I took over, there used to be just a round decorative piece on the wall. And we talked about it and thought, why not pay a little homage to our history and our family and the people who made this go.
Sure.
So in the middle picture here is great-grandmother with her 4 sons. The 2 on the end here are the original Wells that own this one. So you got Jim and Dominic. This is Grandpa and his brother. Henry had a little bar down the block here on Meade Street. And then Tony ended up with the grocery store across the street, and his family had that. And so when we kind of did the pictures, all the pictures came from family members too. My mom, my uncles, my grandmother.
Everybody's photos.
Sourced everybody's photos, made copies of them and put them out here. So that's Grandpa, that's his brother Dominic. The outside pictures are James' siblings, which would be my mother and my aunt, my 2 uncles. So in this one is Guy, this one is Tony. They were the owners who had it for about 55 years before us. And then on this side here is my mom down here when she was young, and my aunt with her brand new car when they were younger.
That's a gorgeous car.
Yeah. And then here is the whole family. So that's Grandpa, that's Grandma, that's my great-grandmother.
Are these the boys' kids?
These are, that's Jimmy, that's this one.
Right.
Okay, so kind of the chronological is here, here, here. This is my grandmother, that's Rosie.
That's Grandma.
So that's Grandma. That's great-grandma, that's Carm. So that's Guy. That's Tony, that's Dal, and in the picture, my mom is in the belly yet. My grandmother's pregnant at the time in this picture. So if you look at it, you can see my mom is in there. So their great uncle, this is my great grandfather from Italy. He never came here.
He stayed.
He stayed in Italy.
Okay.
And then this is the house in Italy. That's this picture up here. This is where they lived in Murano.
Man.
Yeah.
I
So
just can't believe you were able to source all of these photos that just tell the rich history that you have, because this is all of these photos. First of all, I don't know how you found them, but these are the inceptions, the beginnings of what we're sitting in right now.
Right,
And so
exactly.
to see all the way to the point back to Italy before they're even in the U.S. They have photos. So
Yeah.
just the history here, and this just helps tell the story. So that when
Tells
people
the
come
story.
down and they have Grandma's pizza,
Yeah.
they have the lasagna, they can see exactly where this came from.
Yeah,
And
it's all from here. It's the
so
family.
unique.
Yeah.
And the mural over here too, right?
The mural too. That I had a friend make when Paul and I were together. Yeah, she had been to Italy and she visited the town where my grandparents were from, or Merano Principato, which is why it says it on the
Got
wall
the
over
sign?
there. So basically, he took the photos that she had and made the mural for us. So it's kind of a rolling hills, and the town kind of sits in a rolling hill area in the Calabria region of Italy. So what he did, this was the picture of the church that was in the town square. So in that church is where my grandfather was baptized. So that kind of brings back the history of the building too.
Man.
So he was baptized there. So what he did is he put a wedding scene, kind of like Italians love to gather and eat and drink. So Grandma and Grandpa are the wedding couple. Why he did that, whatever.
No, it's
It's
great.
good. So then in here too is my Uncle Guy, my mother, my aunt, and my Uncle Tony. So he kind of put the whole family in there.
That's incredible. Just
Yeah.
incorporated everyone.
Incorporated everybody into it.
Now, be honest here. Was that your idea, or did he just come up with that on his own to pay
Well, we
homage
kind of
to-
talked about it, and then he
Yeah.
kind of he did the design. So you got a little guy talking to my uncle with his jug of wine, and then this guy's talking to him like telling my uncle in Italian, "What are you doing?" So yeah.
He's got your uncle with a jug of wine. I love
yeah.
that.
So he's talking to the guy with the wine. You got
Just
the guy
little
with the
touches.
photographer, telling him, "Okay, over here." Little kids peeking around the corner.
Oh my
Just all kinds of
gosh.
little character stuff that he put in there that was really cool.
Yeah, this whole piece of art tells a story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could tell a whole story just with this one piece of artwork, man.
And it's funny how many people come up here and go, "Hey, that looks like Tony." That is Tony.
You're like, well,
That's
guess
my
what?
uncle. Yeah.
And people
And-
would know that because you have regulars here.
Oh yeah,
that have been
coming
coming
here forever.
for 60 plus years.
Yeah, and they knew Tony, they knew Guy, they knew my mom, my aunt, everybody. So it's really it's really cool. The history of the place is just amazing.
It really is. And it's okay. So A+ on history. We had the bruschetta, but now I think I need to try some of Nona's recipes. I need to try some of Grandma's food.
So you want a little pizza, a little lasagna? How's that sound?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
All right, we can do that.
Nona's recipes coming up next.
Yeah, great.
Well, Bill, I loved your story, man, but I think it's time to get to the pizza.
Time to get to the pizza.
I've been talking
Let's
to some of
bring
the
it out.
regulars around here.
There we
You won
go.
awards.
So this is
Yeah,
just
talk me through this,
the
brother.
classic. It's just cheese and sausage. When people come in from first time here, they'll say, "What should I get?" Try the cheese and sausage. It's basic. If you like that, you'll like anything else.
Fair enough.
So that's what we do.
And
So
sausage made in-house?
sausage made in-house. We go through about 300 pounds a week.
Of sausage?
Sausage. And about
300 pounds.
yeah, 300 pounds a week and about 600 pounds of cheese a week.
Oh my
And we're only here
gosh.
5 days, so that tells you
In
something.
5 days. I want to do the math on that.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a lot.
so let's dig in, man. And
Dig
for
in.
me personally, I love a thin crust. Should I just grab it from the outside? Anything you recommend? This looks good.
I always
This
tell
one's talking
everybody,
to me.
if you're man enough, you grab it from the middle first because that's the hottest spot with your finger. No, just teasing you. Outside's good. Outside's good.
All right. Grab a bite with me here. Let's go. See, and I
I
love
think
thin
you'll
crust
enjoy
like
a
this.
nice, thin, crispy crust.
I think I will too. Come on, man. Come on.
That's why we win awards. That's grandma's stuff.
Okay. All right. Here's time out. This, I'm not kidding. This is unlike any other pizza I've had. It's
Exactly.
almost like the crust is a vessel just to get all of the great toppings. You just taste all of the toppings. The sausage especially sticks out, but that crust is
Fabulous,
incredible.
isn't it? So it's a real simple crust, but when it cooks in the oven, it's almost like a pastry.
That's what it is. A flaky, crispy pastry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You make that in house?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Can't tell you. It's a secret. That's a family secret.
Man, no
Same
joke.
with the sausage. You can go anywhere and find an Italian sausage recipe online,
Sure.
but this was handed down from grandpa to my uncles to me. So it's probably been our family for who knows how long.
I'm gonna be a man this time and go for the middle piece.
Go for the middle.
Go for the middle piece like a man. There we go.
I'm an outside guy myself. I like the edge, but you can see it's crispy. The cornmeal on the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. This crust is what makes this so unique. The flavor of the sausage too, but this crust is incredibly unique. And I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. This crust isn't like anything I've ever had before. It is. It's like it's got great texture, great just a little bit of chew and some crunch. But it is. It's like you said. It's a pastry almost. It's
light,
flaky,
flaky,
light.
Yeah. Now do you know why we win every year?
Now you what?
Now you know why we win every year for
Absolutely.
best of.
How many years in a row have you won this thing?
Like 17.
17 years in a row, best of in Racine area.
Something like that, yeah.
Gosh, this is great. Well, if this is your pizza, I can't wait to see what Grandma had for you for the scratch-made lasagna.
That one you'll enjoy too, right from the noodles on down. That's all her recipe too.
So we're gonna finish up a few bites of pizza, and up next, it's Grandma's recipe, the scratch-made lasagna. Man, fantastic. This is
Glad
great.
you enjoy it.
So the pizza, incredible. Love the
Thanks.
crust.
Glad you enjoyed it.
And you've been talking a little bit about the lasagna, right? Grandma's recipe
Grandma's
as well?
recipe, yeah, it's Grandma's. So this is it. This is our Wednesday special size. So
What does that mean? It's bigger than normal?
it's
This
smaller.
is massive.
It's smaller than
This is smaller than normal.
smaller than normal. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. So it's a little bit smaller than normal. So with the lasagna, it's all homemade noodles.
Oh, scratch in house.
Yeah,
Okay.
scratch in house. We do the meat mixture scratch, and then we use a cheese for the ricotta. We use Grande. It's a company out of Milwaukee or the Madison area.
Oh, look at this cheese pool right there.
So we got
Beautiful.
got a little bit of goodness there. Should probably do this. I'm gonna give you this one. This one will be better.
I'll take whatever you give me. This looks incredible.
This one will be bigger and better. So we only do a meat lasagna. Obviously, you can see the cheese pull. So we only do a meat lasagna. Every once in a while, if we're making lasagna, we might do a special. We might do like a spinach cheese one, or we might do a vegetable lasagna or something like that. But if we order lasagna here, it's always with the meat mixture. So it's kind of like our meatball mixture in there, like when we make meatballs. And then the ricotta, and then there's mozzarella, Parmesan,
I can see the layers, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And let me ask you, is the reason you do we do the meat lasagna, we do this is how we do it, is it because you want to stick to those family recipes and not deviate?
It's a tradition.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
that's
it's like,
what Grandma
hey,
made.
this is how we make it.
That's how
Come
Grandma
and get
made
it.
it.
This is how Grandma makes it.
Yeah.
Occasionally we'll do a special, but we're sticking to our roots, sticking to tradition.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Okay, so are these recipes, because so far pizza was incredible. Now we're gonna try the lasagna.
The noodles kind of melt in your mouth. Because they're homemade. So they're real tender.
They really do.
They're tender, yeah. I mean, that's the
Super
beauty of
tender.
it. Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Do these recipes live anywhere or just up here in your head? Do you have them written down?
No.
Is that by design?
Probably.
You want to make sure nobody else can replicate. Again, you know what?
So the girls know them. My daughters know them now because they're in here and they're gonna take over someday when I retire.
And to sign paperwork though to make sure that they wouldn't say anything. It's classified. So the daughters know the recipes, but it's classified. Documents are signed, so don't even try it.
Yeah, it's just what Grandma has done forever.
This is just incredible. And what I love too about this, the noodles, first of all, you can tell they're scratch made. But sometimes with lasagna, it can feel very dense and heavy and like just sit in your stomach. This does not do that. This is flavorful and rich, but it's not something that you're going to leave. It's going to sit in your stomach like that. I don't know why.
Well, maybe if you eat the whole thing, it might.
Which I think I could. Look, I can't believe this is a small portion. This is a lunch portion?
That's a lunch portion.
Again, light.
It's good though. You know the funny thing
Maybe
is,
it's the ricotta.
that's really good. That is, like I said, that one they make it kind of like old school, where when we get it, it comes in a basket. So when you take it up, it drains all the water out. So you just get that nice.
So is it more like a firm ricotta than what we're used to?
It's a firm. Yeah, it's not a like if you buy some ricotta in the store.
Yeah.
it's a, you know, you got to spoon it out and it's soft and gooey.
Right, and that's this is not like that.
No, this is crumbly. It's almost like a queso fresco, for lack of a better word.
So a low point of moisture.
Right.
But
low
you still
moisture,
get
but it's got a nice crumble.
cheese.
And you know, when we mix it with all our seasonings and everything, it comes out real nice. And when we make the lasagna, obviously we do it by hand. So we put it in by hand and it comes off real nice.
Gotcha.
There's other stuff that we used to use, a mancuso, which was a good ricotta, but it didn't have that easy off your fingers. You almost had to like flip it off your fingers.
Gotcha.
This one it just crumbles beautifully in it, and it cooks up wonderful.
It's gorgeous. And maybe that's what it is because that is a little drier than a normal ricotta, as well as the meat that you have in there. And so is that the same as we had on the pizza? Or is this
different?
Beef? Yeah, it's a beef recipe.
Yeah, that's beef. It's for meatballs.
Man,
that's our meatball. It's our meatball mixture basically. Instead of rolling it up, we cook it up and we break it up and then we put it in there. So it's already cooked when we put it in.
Ah, got you.
So that's how. I mean, otherwise, if we had to wait for that to cook inside of there,
take forever.
Yeah. So yeah, you cook it beforehand.
Well, man, Grandma's recipes are still holding strong all of these years later because this is exceptional. As was the pizza. Well, where can people find you on social media? Where can we find you?
We're Google. You can Google us. We're on Google. We're on Facebook. I think they're TikTok too.
You're on the TikTok now.
Well, not me, my kids.
The kids are on TikTok.
Or Instagram, one of them. I don't know. One of them.
Well,
I don't even know all the places we're at.
Well, no matter what, you can always find them on americasbestrestaurants.com. They'll have their own page on there. And you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. And in the comments below, what would you like to try as far as pizza, lasagna, or any of Grandma's recipes? Because if you look online, the menu is phenomenal. So I want you to look online at the Wells Brothers restaurant and tell us what dish you would like to try. But thank you for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next time on America's Best Restaurants.